Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Jennifer J, and this is actually going to be a standalone segment. So I know I tell you all the time, go back and start at the beginning, but this one you can watch whenever in the segments that you want. I am currently in Kansas, and I was supposed to already be back in Arizona, and so I didn't bring my notepad with me that had all my notes. So I just decided I would do a standalone because plans changed and I ended up staying here a couple more days. And I didn't want to miss a segment, so I'm just going to go ahead and do a standalone. And this is actually going to be from a book that I read. It is written by one of the elders. Actually, she's not an elder. She's a I'm going to say her title wrong, whatever it is. But she's a minister at our church. Her name is Annette Fowlkes, and that's spelled F-O-L-K-E-S. And she wrote a book called My Beloved. So if you want to look for it on Amazon or wherever, it was really good. It was a quick, easy read. I think I read it in 2 or 3 days. But it's basically her story. It's her testimony and her story, and it's really good and had a lot of things in it that applied to my life. And so I just thought I would share it with you. I really feel like I needed to remember that my battle isn't of this world. You know, I'm struggling with different things financially and leaving Kansas, leaving my family again. It's so hard. And trying to remember to focus on everything God's told me. And I know that, you know, everything I've told you thus far, this is not an accident or whatever. Like, God's been very clear about what he wants me to do. So I just have to constantly remind myself that this battle is not of this world, that there is a spiritual battle going on, and God will fight the battle. He just needs me to be still. But when he calls me to do something, I need to do it. And so this book really helped me remember that. And she even said in there, angels are fighting on my behalf right now. And, you know, if you're a born-again believer and you're watching this, isn't that great? Just to sit there for a minute and just think about that angels are fighting on your behalf right now. That just boggles my mind, and it's amazing to me. So there's nothing the enemy that tries that will succeed, because we are born-again believers and God is on our side, and so his schemes are not going to work. Ultimately, we know how the story ends, right? So God is bigger, he's better, he's more capable, he's more trustworthy, and he will win my battle. So that was just really helpful for me, not only to read in the book, but also in my notes then to go back and remember it and remind it, which when I tell you guys to journal, that's why. Because when you go back and you read some of the things that you wrote, whether you read it a week later, a month later, a year later, it reminds you what God was telling you and reminds you to refocus those thoughts. So it's really encouraging to me. I then wrote down on page 28, it said, don't run back to the familiar, trust God. And then it said onward, which, you know, my word is forward, but onward has come into play several times in the last couple months. And she said, he is the divine compass. And I really liked that she said that, because I used the compass logo for my logo. Remember, well, this is a standalone, so maybe you haven't watched that one yet, but the logo for moving forward is a compass, because Jesus is my true north. His spirit is with me wherever I go, and I will go wherever he sends. And so I really liked that she said he's the divine compass. That just really meant a lot to me. And then on page 31, she said, you have to put the past behind you and take hold of your hand to pull me forward to what lies ahead. I think I meant take hold of God's hand so that he can pull me forward to what lies ahead. And that's really what I need right now. Like I told you, I'm in Kansas, and it's being very difficult to leave my family again. Just thinking about it, like I don't even leave for a couple more days, but just thinking about it has been really difficult. Just love the grandkids so much, and my own kids, and seeing their faces just light up when they see me and they get so excited, and they're so sad when they think about me leaving. And it'd be so much easier to just stay, but I have to remember that God has a bigger plan, and he wants me to go out and share his gospel, and I need to do that because the harvest is coming and we will spend eternity together. But there are other people who are lost, who need salvation. And I know that that doesn't lie squarely on my shoulders, but I also know that he has called me to do that. So I have a responsibility to obey. And so that was just very helpful to me. Put the past behind me and take hold of his hand and let him pull me forward to what lies ahead. I'm really trusting him. He is trustworthy. I don't know what you're going through. I felt like when I was getting ready to record this, I had a strong feeling that God was speaking to me and telling me someone that's watching this needs to hear these words, that he's got you. He's got you in the palm of his hand and you can trust him. So I don't know what you're going through. Everybody's going through something, and I don't know what your story is, but if you're doubting or feeling distant from God or wondering if he's still there, he is. And he's not just with you right now and having his eye on you right now. The Bible even says he has his eye on the sparrow, so you're much more valuable to him than the sparrow. But he also has his eye on you for the future. He knows, he's already at the end of the story. He knows how it ends. And I heard something on Caleb this week, and I don't know if any of you guys listen to Caleb, and you may have heard this story, but indulge me. It was very apropos, I thought, because it was a father explaining to his daughter why he holds her train ticket. Have you ever been to a train station? Have you ever been maybe to Union Station in Kansas City or to Grand Central Station in New York? Those are the two biggest hubs in America. And there's a lot of trains. There's a lot of windows. There's a lot of gates. There's a lot of places to be. Like if you don't know where you're going, you could get on the wrong one or go to the wrong train or get in the wrong door or whatever. There's lots of ways you could make errors. And so he was telling his child that he holds her ticket until the moment she needs it, because he doesn't want her to lose it or drop it or forget where she put it or anything like that. He wants her to be able to get on the train, right? So he holds her ticket until she absolutely needs it, and then he gives it to her. And that is what our Heavenly Father does. He is an on-time God. A lot of people call him the 11th hour God, but it's not because he's swooshing in at the last minute, to save the day. It's just that he knows his timing is best. And if he gives us something too soon, we are liable to mess it up. And so he gives it to us when we need it. He is our Father, and he loves us so much. And he is going to hold on to that ticket, or whatever it is that he's needing to give to you, until the moment you actually need it. And then he will be there and he will have your back. So don't ever doubt, and please stay in the Word, because that is really important. In order to know our God, you have to be in his Word. And the YouVersion app is great, and I know I've talked about it to you guys before, but it's not the end all be all, because a lot of people go on and they hit play on the verse of the day or whatever in the little application, and that's great to do. I encourage that. But it doesn't take the place of reading the Word for yourself. Because if you're just letting someone else explain it to you all the time, you're not allowing God to speak to you. So it's really important that you open it up and actually read it. You can read it from the app, or you can read it from an actual, paper Bible. But it's really important that you spend time reading the Word for yourself and allowing God to speak to you. And so I really encourage you to do that if you're not doing it already. I'm not saying don't use the YouVersion and don't click on those things. Those things are all great tools, and they should supplement your reading. They shouldn't take the place of your reading. So I hope that you will do that. Drop a comment. Let me know what you're thinking, or how God's moving in your life, or how I can pray for you too. I would love to. And thank you for the ones who have messaged me this week. I know that God is moving through this channel, and I just am honored and glorify him for it, because I know he's going to do something great for his name. And so I will see you on Thursday. I should be back in Arizona and get us back on track. So we'll do, gosh, I don't know if it's part 39 or 40. I'm not sure. But anyway, we'll get to that one as soon as I get back in town. And until then, God bless. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.